It's often hard to see in the moment when you are living your design. And sometimes it's just easier to see how it all plays out in hindsight. And that's kind of been me. Hi, I'm Trisha Edwards, and I am a 6-2 generator with emotional authority in human design. And I talk about creativity, human design, body work, body-led expression, or nervous system fitness. All of that comes together in all of my work. And I am in the middle of building something. I've been documenting it. And I said last week that every day until it goes live, I was going to put up a new YouTube. And I missed a day. And that's okay. Things came up in my life and it didn't work out because I'm doing it in real time as I'm going through. Some things came up and they exhausted me. And generators don't normally get that exhausted. I have all my motors going for me. And but there were a few things that happened and they zapped up a lot of my energy. And there were things that I knew that were aligned for me, but I understood they were things that I wanted to be a part of. They were completely out of left field, unexpected, not necessarily a good or a bad, but there were things that I knew were for me. I was in the right spot that I was supposed to be, but I also knew as they were happening that it was going to wear me out. So, we often, as a generator, we chase satisfaction, or we don't chase it. We allow it to come to us. That's ideally how it happens. And we find those things that light us up, and we work within the parts of everything that feels satisfying to us. That helps us to steer the ship. And frustration lets us know when we're bumping up and maybe there's something that's not quite right. And then on top of that, I have emotional authority. So sometimes I have to ride out my wave before I can get whether this is for me or it's not for me. But that doesn't mean that there aren't things that come up in your life that may not be frustrating, but might actually take a lot of energy. And the things that came up for me in my life, they involved people and in a heavy way. And I'm so grateful for the space of where I could just be. I could just be a human being and be there and not try to solve anything, not try to fix anything, not try to direct or mentor or guide. Just be there and let the people that I talked with tell their story, let them air their frustrations. And it wasn't even that I had to agree with them or anything. I was just a warm body there for the most part. And knowing that was good enough for me. And then I had a few other things that ended up happening. And the reason why I didn't post yesterday is because I ended up having, I wasn't feeling that great. I had a vestibular migraine. So I had a lot of vertigo. And so I just indulged myself. I watched some of my favorite films like Chariots of Fire and Hoosiers, two of my all-time favorite movies. And so that's what I did. And, as today, the next day, it's now Sunday. That was Saturday. Now it's Sunday. And I'm looking back at it and I can see how I was living my design, even though it looked like to somebody from an outsider, they may have thought, oh, Trisha overdid it. She burned herself out. This is what happens. And it's like, no, I was living my design, but I knew that the things that I was doing were so true for me, but they were also going to mean that I need to plan the rest as well, the rest that I would need. And I did. And, my migraine never got bad. It was more of the vertigo than anything. And it really was just another reminder of everything in my design saying, it's time for you to relax, not relax in like an active way, like relax and be like a couch potato. And that's what I did. And so today, though, I'm so refreshed. I'm so everything's all of a sudden fallen into place. So where all last week I was talking about how is this going to work out? I'm bumping up against things. So I'm taking my time off and I was doing all the things. And this today, just lickety split, just one after another. And I wanted to show you a couple of things that I've been doing. I've been working on the inner studio here, which you can see over here to the side, right? that I have a welcome, I have an announcement. So like I have a welcome space now. Announcements, I don't have anything to announce just yet. I haven't opened the doors yet, but I created a place where I'm going to start doing what I call pure expression. So you're getting an insider view here of what's going on in here. And there's this space for me to share mine. It won't be all artwork related. I'm building this over time. This is not going to be come in and there's 52 things there. It's come in and then I'll be adding stuff as we go along. Maybe not every week, but most weeks, because, some weeks we got to take a break, right? And there's this place for other people to share their expressions. And then I'll write a little something about pure expressions in here. So this is a work in progress. And so here you are, you're behind the doors, you're really seeing this come to life. And I have body led, which is a key thing for me. If you've been following me, you know that I'm all about this. And so I started with a video on here, and then this is again a place for all of us to share. And then I'll have a place here for all about what body led expression is to me, so I can help you to kind of understand what my thing is. And then I have the human design part in here where I uploaded one of my YouTube videos. So some of the things that are on these other platforms will end up in here too, but you don't have all the junk around. Like here, if you just look at this one, like it's clean and not, a whole bunch of thumbnails staring at you, yelling at you. That's how I feel about a lot of the thumbnails. I feel like they yell at me and tell me all the things that are wrong with me. That, or they put a whole bunch of like shiny trinkets over there, and then I would like want to go and chase all of them. And I don't want to end up down the rabbit hole. I want to stay in the path that I am carving out for myself. And so I'll add additional stuff in here as we go along. But what I thought I would share with you is I wrote a little something here about living your lines. And that's what I was going to share with you today. One little bit on here. So in human design, there's 6 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They end up making your profile. I am a 6-2. So 2 of those lines, one of those lines is on your conscious side and one is on your unconscious side. And I'll be sharing a lot more about the lines and what they mean. So this won't be a teaching free zone, but the main thing here is not about teaching. It's about lived experience. That's primarily what I'm sharing. And for me, what that means is as an educator, when my 20 years, oh my gosh, I think it's going on 21 years now as an educator, because I still teach a kids class, is that experiential learning, examples, case studies, all of that, learning through those doing things, experimentation, that's really the key to learning. Just having knowledge doesn't help you, but how you can apply it and how you can evaluate it and how you can create with it, that's the part that I'm after. So I'm going to read this one to you, and here we go. All right. Living the lines of your human design profile. There's something incredibly validating about learning your human design profile. It reveals the rhythm of your life, the rhythm your life was always meant to move in. And as you may have heard from, if you've watched some of my other videos, sometimes I stumble over the words. So I'm going to read that line again and get myself going here in a flow. It reveals the rhythm your life was always meant to move in. For me, discovering I'm a 6-2 was like a deep exhale. Suddenly, my life made sense. The experimenting, the evolving, the intense inward sessions, the hidden natural gifts, all of it. It wasn't random. It was patterned, intelligent, and designed. And that knowing brought peace. I'll tell you some of the things that what this is about right here is that in so I have a 6 line, and it's broken into 3 things. The first 30 years you live like a 3 line, and then you kind of go in for like 20 years. And these are rough estimates. They're not, precise, because it depends a lot on how you're living your design. But then you go inward for like contemplation, and you really just kind of like take a pause and you're exploring everything. And then when you hit to your 50s, and I'm 54, that's when you start to see the patterns. You start to oversee all of it, and it starts to all kind of come together and make sense. And oh my gosh, did that happen in my life? I didn't really super start studying human design until I was 52, I think. So yeah. So like I'd already went through the whole cycle. And so it was really cool to see how that reflected so much of me. And that knowing brought peace. This section is a space to explore what kind of resonance you can feel like for you. Whether you're line 1 or line 6 or anything in between, your lines aren't personality traits, they're a path. And if you've ever felt like were behind, like you should already have it together, or like your gifts are invisible while others seem to shine with ease. Oh, I felt all of those before. You're not alone. Maybe you've been measuring yourself against someone else's timeline or trying to skip the phase you're in because you didn't know it had value. Oh, I think that was my inner contemplation. In my 40s, I was ready to jump out of that. And I felt like I always kept getting deeper into my hole. And so this all makes sense. I was supposed to be in the hole. In the hole is where I was going to get all my knowledge. That used to be me. Success on paper, but hollow inside. Working hard only to feel the pit getting deeper. It's not that you're broken. It's that no one gave you your rhythm. Each line number carries its own living experience. Some move fast, some need depth. Some learn through mistakes, some shine naturally without effort. But when you're not living in alignment with your line, it can feel like you're forcing something that should be flowing. You might judge your pace, your learning style, your way of showing up. You might suppress your natural gift because it feels too easy. Oh, that was me. All the line 2s out there, hello. But none of that is your fault. No one told you that your timeline was allowed to be different. This space is where that changes. I've gathered stories, teachings, and resources to help you meet yourself through your profile lines. You'll find personal insights, videos, reflections, and references that bring the lines to life, not as theory, but as lived truth. Whether you're here to reflect, connect, or simply get curious, you are welcome. You are already doing more than you think. So take a breath. Notice where your body feels drawn. What if your path has been unfolding just as it was meant to? Woo! Gives me chills because oh my gosh, I don't know if you could have told me that in my 40s and I would have believed you. I probably would have been very frustrated if you said that because I just want to hurry up. Tell me how to speed it up. You don't have to study it all at once. Feel free to skip around, revisit what resonates, or start with the line you carry consciously. There's something here for every stage, every season, and every state. Let's explore the lines together, slowly, intuitively, and on your own terms with love, me. And so this is what I'm building in this space. And I have one thing in there so far. There will be more because I'll be adding to it nearly every week. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share what I've got going on. And I feel like it's so reflective of my 6-2 line of what I've been doing and my generator type, as well as my emotional authority. You're going to hear me say those things a lot because this is what I know the most about because I am it. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it right there.